Hello, thank you so much for joining us for this curatorial tour of From Surface to Space, Max Bill and Concrete Sculpture in Buenos Aires at the Institute for Studies on Latin American Art, or ISLAA. My name is Gyula Kosice, and I'm ISLAA's Exhibition and Curatorial Manager. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, ISLAA is a private research institute devoted to advancing the study and public visibility of modern and contemporary Latin American art through our program of exhibitions, publications, conferences, and university partnerships. Our current show, From Surface to Space, is on view here at our exhibition space located at 50 East 78th Street in New York City through October 30th. For more information about the exhibition, our upcoming public programs, and our other initiatives, we invite you to visit our website at islaa.org. From Surface to Space is a complementary exhibition to Max Bill Global, curated by Fabienne Eggelhöfer at the Zentrum Paul Klee in Switzerland. Max Bill Global is a retrospective exhibition that examines Swiss artist Max Bill's international network and will be opening next month on September 16th. In addition to today's curatorial tour, we are delighted to offer a series of online programs in conjunction with From Surface to Space. This series includes 2 pre-recorded online lectures on Enio Iommi and Claudio Girola by Maria Jose Herrera and Maria Cristina Rossi, and 2 live online panels on Max Bill's transnational influence on design and concrete art on October 14th and October 21st. Please check our website for the 2 pre-recorded lectures and the Zoom registration links for the 2 live online panels, which will be added in the coming weeks. The exhibition publication, which includes an essay by the curator Francesca Ferrari, is also available for download on our website and for free here at ISLAA. It's now my pleasure to turn over the presentation to Francesca Ferrari, the curator of From Surface to Space, who will be leading this tour. Francesca is a PhD candidate at the Institute of Fine Arts at New York University. Her research and publications focus on 20th century European and Latin American art, and her doctoral dissertation explores the convergence of transnational geometric abstraction, the human body, and movement during the 1920s. Thank you to Francesca for sharing your research with us today. And with that, I'll now turn it over to Francesca Ferrari. Thank you.
Welcome everyone to From Surface to Space, Max Bill and Concrete Sculpture in Buenos Aires. This exhibition takes its title from a 1951 essay that the Swiss artist Max Bill wrote the same year that he was awarded the first prize for sculpture at the São Paulo Biennial. And in this essay that informs the title of our exhibition, Bill called for artworks that are not just passive surfaces, kind of statically awaiting for contemplation on the part of the viewer, but rather for objects that energize the space surrounding them and the bodies walking around them. So this is an idea that powerfully connects the work and ideas of Bill with those of his counterparts in the region, and especially in Buenos Aires, which is the focus of this presentation at ISLAA. And in particular, we're looking at the chronological span between 1945 and 1956 that really maps the sculptural experiments of the Argentine avant-garde in ways that powerfully resonate with Bill's work as well, in works that were created both before Bill wrote this essay and well after. So you will see that the exhibition is divided into chapters, one dedicated to the group Asociación Arte Concreto Invention, and the other to the group Arte Madi, two competing but aligned in many ways avant-garde associations active in Buenos Aires in this period. And so as a sort of prelude to these 2 chapters, we have this work by Max Bill called Surface in the form of a continuous column, or Surface in a continuous form of a column, which, as you can see, consists of a flat metallic surface, in this case brass, that is sliced and pierced so that actual space becomes part of it. And this is, in a way, instantiates Bill's ideas in From Surface to Space, showing how the artist really conceived of the surrounding space as sort of an integral component of the work as well. And another noticeable aspect of this work is that it's highly reflective surface, animates depending on the presence of various bodies and light sources in the space, and it appears to be in constant movement and in constant kind of shifting. So this little prelude kind of bridges to the first chapter dedicated to Asociación Arte Concreto Invención, which begins with this work by Enio Iommi, Elevación del Triángulo, or Elevation of a Triangle, which similarly to Bill's work derives from a flat metal sheet and similarly exploits the bendable and flexible properties of metal, in this case aluminum, to create a structure that envelops space and engulfs it as if to become part of its very structure. But even more than Bill's work, this sculpture really morphs and changes considerably depending on our point of view and kind of position in space, and really appears to be almost like a living creature that shifts its appearance and kind of prompts us to walk around it and experiment, looking at it from a variety of perspectives. We now move down this central platform of the exhibition, and we have two metallic wire structures, both made in the year 1948, one work by Iommi and the other one by his brother Claudio Girola. You can see that in both of these works, metal is used as a sort of wire to organize and compartmentalize and divide space as if it were kind of an active component of the work as well, thus casting the context in which these works are and the air and the atmosphere around them as a sculptural matter as well. So something as concrete, if you want, as the marble block on which the wire base is, which is this material traditionally used for sculpture, juxtaposed to the airy volumes that these sculptures engulf and enclose. And then last but not least, on this central platform, we find another work by Iommi that exemplifies another aspect that is central to the production of artists in Buenos Aires at this time, in three-dimension especially, which is the juxtaposition of different textures. So we see this heavy wooden base, a light plexiglass transparent plane pierced by this metal beam. And again, the fact that we have a transparent material that allows our gaze to travel through the work, and it's not just blocked by this self-enclosed solid presence, it's a very radical take on the medium of sculpture that again reiterates the fact that these artists are trying to welcome their surroundings inside the work and vice versa, rather than positing the work as a self-standing and independent work. So another element that we're proud to feature in the exhibition is this beautiful series of drawings by another important member of this group, which is who is Lidy Prati. If you see that if in a way the works of the sculptures we just saw function as sort of drawings in space, Prati kind of reverses this analogy between mediums and sculpture and drawing by utilizing charcoal on the white surface of paper to create senses of transparency, of ambiguous spatial relations, of dynamic interpenetrations that are very much aligned with the experiments of her peers working in three dimensions. And we now transition to the second mini chapter of the exhibition that is dedicated to the group Arte Madi. And Madi is the title of this work from 1950 by Gyula Kosice, which, if you want, is reminiscent in shape and scale of Bill's column-like structure, but could not be more different in the sense that if Bill's work features this highly reflective surface, this work appears very condensed, much more organic by virtue of its plaster materiality, and its very porous surface appears fragile, sandy, in a way that invites us almost to touch the work and engage with it haptically. And then from here, we move kind of on a diagonal line upwards to look at Carmelo Arden Quin work, Mobile, from 1948, which again interacts and intervenes in space in yet another way, which is by welcoming the kind of external effects, for example, again, atmospheric conditions like whiffs of air, and again, potentially the viewer's touch fluctuating and responding actively to the conditions that affect the environment as a whole. And last but not least, as a sort of coda to this exhibition, we have another structure by Enio Iommi from 1945, which introduces the element of color in the exhibition, kind of showing how color produces yet another sensorial response in the viewer, activating its surroundings and kind of creating a different contrast with the space in which it's situated, especially the white cube space, as in this case. And Iommi, years after creating this work, created this sketch that shows, again, foregrounds the power of the color, the blazing red of the structure enclosed in a cube, to underscore once again the fact that this work is very multifaceted and could be perceived from a multiplicity of perspectives that are interchangeable as much as the faces of a cube. So I hope that you can come and experience these works in person and kind of get a sense of the physical animation that they all, in different ways, kind of trigger in a double sense, right? On the one hand, they refuse to posit sculpture as a self-enclosed, heavy, independent medium, but rather present it as something that welcomes change and unfolds in time and space, and at the same time invites us, the viewers, to move, to experience the works through a variety of sensorial stimuli, to acknowledge our surroundings and not to just kind of treat them as empty, passive backgrounds. So thank you very much, and I hope I'll see you here.
Thank you to everyone for joining us, and thank you to Francesca for this curatorial tour. For those of you who are in New York, the exhibition will be on view at our exhibition space located at 50 East 78th Street through October 30th. For more information, please visit our website at islaa.org. We hope to see you soon. Thank you.